Hello everyone, this is Aisha and welcome to our 32nd Kotlin tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'll be talking about the if-else-if letter statement. So if-else-if is a structure in which you have a number of statements and only one statement on the basis of some condition is evaluated. So for example, in the previous tutorial, we talked about this if-else expression in which we have only two choices, in which we have only one choice. If the condition is true, then this part will be executed. If the condition is false, this part is executed. But when you are using if-else-if statement, you have a number of choices and only one choice will be executed. So now let's create a variable. We have two variables of integer type, and then we have another variable, for example 14. And now what I want to do is I want to find the largest number in between these numbers. So here I'm going to use the if-else-if statement for this purpose. So you have to write the if keyword, and then inside the parameters we will have if A is greater than B, then you have to write print line A is greater. So now if A is greater than B, if this condition is true, we will have this part executed. So here I'm going to add another condition using the logical operators. If A is greater than B and A is also greater than C, then what you have to do, you have to print A is greater. So when both of these conditions are true, then this part will be executed, and if any of the condition becomes false, then we will have another part which I will use if else if. So in the if else if statement I will type if B, I'm going to check for B. If B is greater than A and B is also greater than C, then we will print B is greater. So now these conditions are checked. If both of these conditions are true, we will have this part executed. But if any of the condition becomes false, we will have this part, and this part also contains a condition. So these conditions will be evaluated. If the condition is true, we will have this part executed. But what if this condition also becomes false? Then we will have another part. You can add as many else if as you want, but here I'm going to add the else part only and print line. So when A is not greater, B is not greater, then obviously C is greater. So I will print C is greater. Now run. And you have the output A is greater. So now what we did, the value of A equals 23 and B equals 12 and C equals 14. So now 23 is compared with B, the condition is true. 23 is compared with 14, the condition is true. So this body is executed and all the remaining parts are ignored. And if any of the condition becomes false, then this whole condition will become false and this part will be ignored. Then the control will be transferred to this if else if statement, and if any of these conditions becomes false, this part will be not executed and we will move to the else part, which will be executed. So guys, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.